She's the woman who understands. She's the woman
Sadness to feel happiness.
don't give me her love.
I know your brother. What you want here.
Don't stop pinning me on the thing. He always shows me. Imagine the only one to figure it out.
160 other people that want to touch him. And it was so hard yesterday.
Pretty good.
So take care of it.
Very much.
Are those the ones you wanted, Remy?
It's yawning. I was wondering.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. And it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind when you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. And it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart. I forgot the next line, 'cause it's been a long time since I was young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, think of all you derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You had a head start when you are among the very young at heart.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I want to tell you all that are watching this video that I am a very, very grateful lady and thankful for most of all my family, and for Bill and Linda and their family, and my group, my two girls, and my Billy, and everybody that was here, Marie Camille and her children, and we miss Frank and Tracy and the little children, but we will see them tomorrow night. And I just am so grateful for that. I'm most of all grateful for my health, and thank you that, praise the Lord, that we've gotten control of that Meniere's disease. And so we're just very happy people on this Thanksgiving Day. Thank you all.
Grandpa Peter, what would you like for Christmas from Santa?
somebody to be on call. All right, what about you, Mike?
Accompanied by their cranky son, Keith. Not cranky. Yankee, Rocky. Rocky son, Keith. He came with slimy arms loaded with...
Grabbed him by the neck. I waited now for 40 years, and you're the first chance I'll get. You gotta marry me, I said, or I'll blow off the top of your head.
And the first picture, as it should be, is Grandpa Charles Henry Hagemeyer, my grandpa, who came from Germany. And of course, his wife is Elizabeth Teckenbrook Hagemeyer, and she also came from Germany. They sailed together on a boat. 3 of their daughters here were my aunties, and that's the way they dressed them in those days. Later on, as they grew to be young ladies, they went out for expensive hats and beautiful hats. Aunt Mary was my grandfather's sister and my dad's aunt, my great aunt, and she used to come to California, and I used to play with her silver hair. The youngest in the family was Uncle Freddie, and he was born in Paola, of course. And one of the boys in the family was Uncle Elmer, and he looked like a little girl here. That's the way they dressed him, but he turned out to be superintendent of parks. And Aunt Ermina was one of my favorite aunts, and because she was a musician, wore high heels, played the guitar and the piano, went to her grave in her high heels. These 3 charming little boys, the one on the right is my dad sitting down, and his 2 brothers. And Aunt Lily Always had a beautiful hair, beautiful things in her hair, was a sweet, kind lady. One of my dad's sisters. Well, one of my dad's youngest little girls, Nettie, only lived to be 4 years old. Oh yes, I do, because my grandpa was a great storyteller of Bible stories. He told me all the stories on his lap were Bible stories, and he used to let me comb his beard because he had a long beard.
Oh.
And you see, when my brother was talking to you, he was like 11 or even 17, but while I was between 1 and 6. So my memories of Grandpa have to do with sitting on the front porch and listening to his stories from the Bible, and also taking him by the hand and walking through the greenhouses and see his planting, and out in the back to see the carnation fields.
Was that in Kansas?
In Kansas, in Paola, Kansas. And they had, beside the nursery, they had also a florist shop there, which my dad loved, that part of the business. So I remember Grandpa very tenderly for
Grandpa Charles.
Grandpa Charles, who came over from Germany on a ship with his bride-to-be, although he didn't know it when he was on board ship.
Yeah.
Play with his face, play with my grandma's face.
Oh.
My grandma was not a storyteller. Grandma Elizabeth, she was, and her and she would let me sit on her lap, and she had pierced ears, but didn't wear her earrings anymore because they were out of fashion. Now they were doing clip-on ears, and then she would let me play with her ears and clean out the little holes, and nurse to be, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And she was busy with all her family, so she wasn't a storyteller.
With her kids,
With
you
her
mean?
11 or 12. My grandfather with his wife and with 8 of his children. They had 10 altogether. 2 of them did not live to be adults. But this is a beautiful family. Look how they dressed them in those days. My dad, amongst his flowers growing in the nursery. That was his love of his life. My dad also worked in a store where there was flowers on one side and luggage trunks on the other side, and he could handle both sides. Grandpa, again, in Paola, Kansas, and he with his nursery and his home, and he had acres and acres of flowers growing out back. Mom and Dad, my mother and my father, with their 4 children. Damon in the middle, Ronald on the left, Merle on the right. This is my mom and dad on their 60th anniversary, and what a beautiful couple they were. How we were so proud of them. My oldest brother, Damon, he was in the florist business, nursery business, right along with his dad. And my youngest brother, Merle, he was in the music business as well as in the political field a little bit in Glendale. And this is me, Bernie. Now they were able to get all of us into one photograph here, and if you look closely, you'll see Linda standing up there, and you'll see Marilyn sitting down, and you'll see me, and this is Mom and Dad with all of their children. down, even in our Christmas cards, so many of them are scenes of England. And they remind you of England because of Tiny Tim and so forth. So we can pass the card around and look at it if you want to. Can we pass it around? Okay. It has been said that Charles Dickens invented Christmas. And it is so. And this is carried high on a silver platter, walking into the college while the college choir sings. And this platter is set on a table in front of the provost of the college.